Hey guys, Dov here, and you may have seen Penta-Bloat, you may have seen Penta-Cart, but have you ever seen Penta-Relique? I know I haven't. Maybe someone else has casted a game of this and I just missed it, but here we are, Shetland Apache, facing off against, I actually don't remember his opponent's name, so I apologize. We'll see there at the end. But this is in my son's tournament that he hosted as of recording this yesterday, but we'll see when this comes out. I'm not 100% sure. Anyway, yeah, this is just a hilarious thing to do, especially against Vampire Coast. Let's take a look at the Grail Relic stats, and most people wouldn't think to actually look at its stats here, but with Alberic giving it AoE bonus versus large here, we can check here. It does have anti-large, 50 weapon strength from Frenzy, and some additional charge bonus and speed from the Tempest as well. Bit of magic resistance from the Aura of the Lady. They have base physical resistance from the Blessing of the Lady. The Frenzy gives them 32 melee attack, 28 melee defense, and they have massive leadership as well with all of the kind of support buffs here. Rest of the army, we've got a couple of Blessed Field Trebuchets, Swordsmen protecting them, Green Knight chasing some Scurvy Dogs around, Holy Wardens of La Maison-Tal, and some Halberds, some Polearms here. Regular Swordsmen at Arms up front. As for the Vampire Coast, going to be led by Noctilus up on his Necro Fex. Got some animated Hulks here, some more animated Hulks over here, some zombies, some bombers, big old Queen Bess with Gunnery White to load more ammo and some mortars as well. So we'll get in close as the engagement gets underway here. Alberic and his squad of relics just kind of forming up, getting ready to engage while the peasants start to fight their way up. The peasants with shields here actually will trade pretty well with these zombies. Let's see, they don't have any chevrons to begin with, but 2734, oh man, and the bombers come and just annihilate everyone, and the swordsmen that would have done well otherwise get absolutely destroyed there. No surprises, but the Holy Warden's actually going to do for real quite well here, as these bombers are just about finished off by the trebuchets there. You can see here, these bombers as well, starting to take quite a bit of damage, so trebuchet fire so far proving effective, but we'll keep it nice and close as these animated Hulks fight some of these peasants here. The Halberds, obviously, the Polearms will trade okay here. Even the Battle Pilgrims, actually, they'll do well against lower armor targets, which the animated Hulks absolutely are. Don't see animated Hulks too often because of that, but oh man, Queen Bess landing some brutal shots in here along with the mortar. You can see, unfortunately, this Deathcaster here, I don't believe she did bring Spirit Leech. Okay, so potential for Spirit Leech on the Green Knight. Also, the bombardment from Noctilus will be quite good as well. You can see the Grail Relics all still relatively healthy at this point. The ones, especially here, that are formed up with the Alberic, their leadership will be fantastic. Now, how well will they actually fight here? They've got like 50 weapon strength, which is not a lot for a single entity. I mean, that's like one Saurus, right? So, it's not great, but they are not going to get completely destroyed by the bombers. The Holy Wardens pushing up here with their swords and hammers. Meanwhile, the Green Knights managed to get a hold of the Vampire Fleet Captain, as he is much faster, obviously. Once he can take her out, that gets rid of the majority of the magic damage here, and he's going to be relatively safe. Green Knight actually quite good in this matchup because of that. Believe it or not, the Vampire Coast doesn't have that much magic damage, and what they do, they tend not to bring in this matchup too much. Spirit Leech is not super uncommon here, but would definitely recommend it if you're going to be playing the Vampire Coast, or Spiteful Shot can also be a good alternative if you have Lure of Deeps for whatever reason. Anyway, Relics pushing through here. You can see two of them have taken quite a bit of damage, actually three of them. I guess this one's kind of okay here, but let's get in close and watch as they kick these animated Hulks in the face. Maybe not in the face, in the... I don't even know. Do animated Hulks have a face? They kind of do, in a way. Let's not think too hard about it. But, anyway. Mortar continuing to rain in shots here as the Holy Wardens try and mop up these animated Hulks. Green Knight getting in the back line, still taking out that mage. Noctilus trying to cast some more spells here, but Alberic with his squad finishing off the last of the zombies. As they get blasted, they're going to start to push up and try and take out Nocti Boy. With all that anti-large on those single entities, they should be able to get a good surround on him and do some good damage. Meanwhile, over here, Fleet Captain's already at her healing cap, having been fending off the Green Knight okay, but now there's a Grail Relic supporting. Not that it's doing a whole lot, but hey, it's here. And because they've all survived, that means the sort of the army loss situation for Bretonnia is still going to be pretty far away. You can see actually the balance of power quite a bit in Bretonnia's favor. These trebuchets have been mostly unopposed, well defended from the hounds, and have been able to just continuously fire at the zombies. Extra explosion from the blessing, doing quite well. But let's have a look at Noctilus, now getting swarmed by Albric. He's got his lance out, his trident rather, basically using it like a lance. We've got this one Grail Relic here. Oh man, Damsel getting knocked off her feet by that explosion from Queen Bess. But yeah, I guess this little guy here in the front, he like pecks him with the skull, right? That's the attack animation. I guess that counts as anti-large. Or are they just like bashing him with the head? I can't really tell. Yeah, like it kind of looks like they're bashing him with the head. Anyway, bombardment being used here, not on the Green Knight surprisingly, but actually on the healer, I believe. But regardless, you can see Noctilus is not liking this situation. Noctilus honestly is not amazing at fighting infantry characters or horse characters to begin with on the Necrofex. And yeah, they're definitely making their presence felt there. Meanwhile, over here, peasants rallying, seeing the Grail Relic still fighting. They're going to get in here and take out Queen Bess's crew. Gunnery White also taking some hits. And with Noctilus going down, Gunny is not too happy. Oh man, Green Knight charging through a mortar shot right there. Ooh, oh man, I missed the kill animation. My apologies on that. But anyway, finishes off with the killing blow there on the Gunnery White, and just an awesome replay here. Seen Shetland Apache. Big thanks to both these guys. Yeah, 94 kills on Albric, pretty good stuff. Just on foot, pushing through like an absolute Chad. You can see the Grail Relics didn't really get any kills, but the point, I guess, was really about having them survive and then using them to kill Noctilus, I guess, or other, you know, large targets. The animated Hulks, I guess, were a good target for them. I don't know if they ever actually fought them. I guess we did see them fight a little bit, but especially with Albric giving them anti-large, they'll actually trade okay against the animated Hulks, I think, which is just... that's two units I never thought I would talk about, an individual matchup between them. But here we are. This is where we're at today. And yeah, beautiful replay from Shetland there. How about Queen Bess? 146 kills, 76-66 on the mortars. Yeah, the animated Hulks didn't really do great, but they didn't have any armored targets to go after. Albric himself, I mentioned already. The Green Knight helping to fend off the hounds there. Also taking out the caster. And yeah, not really too much to talk about else. The Trebuchets did a great job. I already kind of talked about that. Holy Wardens highlighted them as well. So that's pretty much it as far as this replay goes. Just looking at Grail Relics in a little more detail here. You wouldn't actually think to look at their combat stats. And again, here they didn't really get kills, but it's more so just about having the leadership and kind of surviving. And I like the kind of synergy there, using Albric's anti-large to actually buff them up a little bit against certain targets. Extra speed also is kind of nice because they are infantry units, right? But that +8 bonus versus large combined with their frenzy, I mean, they have physical resistance as well. Not that much HP. They actually aren't that tanky. Don't have much armor or melee defense, but the physical resistance helps in certain situations. And like I said, Vampire Coast tends not to have that much magic damage. Like Sirens, any kind of ethereal units, Sirens, Shade Wraith Gunners are just going to get wrecked by magic units of Bretonnia, so they're not super common to see here. Yeah, and like other magic damage, I mean, you don't really have a lot. There's not really many other units that deal magic damage innately, so you really have to look for like your spells and so on. Like I said, Spiteful Shot does give magic to a unit, both melee and obviously it's more meant for missile units as it does actually buff accuracy, but it does imbue magic damage on melee as well, so you can use it in a pinch to support, you know, someone fighting the Green Knight in melee, which often can be a little bit more sneaky and less direct than the Spirit Leech. Spirit Leech, I find often, because of the way it's implemented right now, if you get a bad RNG roll on your Spirit Leech, it won't do very much damage at all. And it can, it feels a little bad. It can be tough to take out a healing target, especially that has a good amount of HP, like the Green Knight. 3,000 HP isn't a ton, but also it's not a tiny amount, especially for an ethereal unit. And given his healing as well, you know, it's tough to make Spirit Leech really pay out long term, especially given that you want to, you dedicate your magic primarily to healing as the Vampire Coast. So, I mean, honestly, Spiteful Shot might be a better way to go. This Kiss of the Deep probably doesn't do enough to be worth it, but I might take just Spiteful Shot here. And, yeah, the debuffs, we do want the debuffs because they're probably worth it. And the healing, take her up on the crab. That's not too expensive. And, whoops, not Tide Call. Spiteful Shot, there we go. You can use that on various units, whatever is, if someone's fighting the Green Knight in melee, if you have, like, a Gunnery Wight, for example, which I would definitely recommend on the crab rather than on foot. Like, if he's taking pot shots at the Green Knight, obviously, you can buff him, you can buff even just the unit of pistols or handgunners. Like, if the Green Knight's going after Noctilus, you can just use the summon here, the Overcast, Drown Dead summon to get some pistol mobs. And then with the pistol mobs, give them the accuracy buff and this magic damage, and they'll get down the Green Knight pretty quick. So that is probably the best counterplay, but this is perhaps the best matchup, in my opinion, for the Green Knight. But you guys will have to let me know down in the comments below. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you do like this sort of content, be sure to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification button, so every time I upload a new video, you'll be notified. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.